Hi everyone, Stacy Whiter here on behalf of Campus Mortgage with part 3 of a 3-part video series on analyzing borrower ratios for USDA loans. Now just a quick reminder before we get started, this video is for informational purposes only and should not be considered legal advice or used in place of USDA guidelines. Also, this video was issued on May 1st, 2018, and the information contained in this video is subject to change without notice. In part 2, we were discussing everything that needs to be included in the total debt ratio for the borrower. So let's continue on and go through the last items that need to be included. Any child support, alimony, or garnishments would need to be included in the total debt ratios. Student loans. That would be fixed payment loans or non-fixed payment loans. So if you have a situation where maybe there's no payment or repayment amount, monthly amount on the credit report, then you would need to use 1% of the loan balance as the monthly payment. Co-signed obligations. Now, the only exception to this is if the borrower can provide evidence that the other obligator or someone else is making the payments for the most recent 12 months. In that case, you would be able to omit it. Non-purchasing spouse debt would need to be included if the property is in a community property state. Collection accounts would need to be included when the sum of the accounts are at or greater than $2,000. You do not need to count medical into that number. And if there is no payment listed, it's just the balance, then use 5% of the outstanding balance on the credit report to determine the monthly payment amount. Judgment accounts. They may be omitted if repayment terms are less than 10 months. Automobile allowances and expense account payments. So what you would need to use is the amount, any amount that exceeds allowances or expense payments. That's what would need to be considered a long-term obligation and go against the debt ratios. Next would be any type of rental loss that would need to be included in the debt ratios. When it comes to short-term obligations, they may or may not need to be considered, but they should definitely be considered if it is 5% or more of the monthly repayment income. You know, there is underwriter discretion there, but the USDA says if that short-term obligation is something that could cause them any issues with repaying the mortgage, and it's 5% or more of their monthly repayment income, make sure you count it. Now, the short-term obligations can be paid down to less than 10 months of payments remaining. That is acceptable. Balloon or deferred payments and payments that will come due in the next 24 months should be included as well. And if there is no monthly payment listed, which is common on a balloon payment, use 5% of the outstanding balance. All right, that concludes part 3 of this 3-part video series. Thanks so much for watching. For more tips and videos, please visit campusmortgage.org to look for their weekly mortgage video tips designed for all mortgage professionals, including underwriters, loan officers, processors, closers, and post-closers. Have a great day. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.